Skip Bayless. I've seen these type of videos before, the Jubilee, where they're like going up against whatever, and usually it's politics stuff. I don't really care about that shit. But this, though, this I can get behind, bro. Skip Bayless arguing about NBA, LeBron, George, shit like that. This I want to see. And our boy in the chat, Jack Clippers, is in this video. So let's go. I think he said he's the first one up, by the way, in the video.
Mahomes went 7-4-7. What do you think of that one, Skip? Tell me, come on, buddy.
I think we're going to go in the direction of Stephen Curry. And I'm going to point out one word.
Steph Curry?
He was throwing balls to his receivers, hitting them in the helmets and stuff like that, and they weren't catching the ball.
It was 31-9. I'm Skip Bayless. I've been a sports commentator for many years on ESPN and on Fox. Now I host the Skip Bayless Show on YouTube. Right now, I am surrounded by...
Damn, does that mean that no network wanted to like pay Skip Bayless to have a show anymore? Like he just has his own shit? Or do you think that he doesn't want to do that shit anymore? Like he's older now, like, oh yeah, let me just make videos when I want, like instead of having to be, you know, in the studio every morning. Like, what do you think it was? You think it was both?
20 NBA and NFL super fans, and I wish each and every one of you...
No disrespect to NFL fans, I'm skipping all NFL debates. I'm a casual, I don't care. I know that some people do. I'm skipping all NFL. I'm not listening to any NFL ones because this video is long. If you have a problem with that, go watch it yourself. I'm watching the NBA shit.
You the best of luck today because you're going to need it. My first claim is Magic Johnson is the greatest Laker of all time.
You know, I'll give my takes too, and then we'll hear what they have to say. Kobe is the greatest Laker of all time, the most iconic Laker of all time. You could argue that Kareem is better, or Shaq is better, or LeBron, or whatever, right? You can make the arguments, but we're talking about iconic. Miami Heat, right? LeBron is the best Miami Heat player ever, but D-Wade is the best Miami Heat player ever. You know what I mean? It goes beyond skill. It goes like, are you the franchise? D-Wade is the Miami Heat. Kobe is the Lakers, okay? At least for me. And my generation. Maybe there's older people that are like, no, Magic Johnson. Listen, Magic Johnson, well, Kareem's better than Magic Johnson, so it would be Kareem. It wouldn't even be Magic Johnson. So, anyway, let's go. Hey! That's Jack Clippers right there!
All time.
That's our boy! Shout out to Jack Clippers. He's a longtime viewer. Okay? Yes, he's SS for real. Longtime viewer. There he is.
I know you think Magic is the greatest Laker of all time.
I do.
Skip, I think it's Kobe. I think the game is about at the end of the day. I think the priority is scoring the basketball. Kobe did that better than Magic. I think both of them were very, very transformative in what they did for the Laker franchise and the NBA in general. And I would give it to Kobe, because of his scoring prowess and also, of course, how transformative he was and how many players he inspired.
Look, I take nothing away from Kobe's ability to...
Also, Kobe was there for 20 years, so let's not forget that too. He was there when they were good, when they were bad, when they were winning championships. So let's factor that in too, bro.
To score buckets, get buckets, because nobody was greater in the history of the game. Magic did transform the franchise because remember, Kareem had been a Laker for 4 years doing next to nothing until Magic walks in the door in 1980 and turns them around and gets them all the way to a Game 6 at Philadelphia in the...
Can we get a fact check on that? Can we get a fact check on when did Kareem join the Lakers? Because you're saying Magic came in 1980. So did Kareem join the Lakers in 1976? Somebody fact check that.
Finals in which Kareem could not go. And I believe Magic Johnson that day at Philadelphia that evening played the greatest NBA game of all time, greatest playoff game, because he goes as a rookie for 42, 15, and 7 with 3 steals. He makes 14 of 23 shots and all 14 of his free throws. and lifts the Lakers over Dr. J's Sixers to a championship, and he's off to the races. Now let's look quickly at Kobe. Again, no disrespect, but I feel like Kobe was obviously Robin to Batman in the three-peat with Shaq, because Shaq dominated those three finals the way no players ever dominated an NBA finals to me, including Jordan.
Would the Lakers have won the championships? Would they have won the championships without Kobe? Yes or no? That's a simple yes or no. Okay, so I don't want to hear this Batman Robin shit. We've talked about this a million times. Basketball, team sport. Team sport. We're not going to act like Kobe was just some guy on the team. The dude would score 40. So what are we talking about, bro? Again, I don't know if Skip Bayless is going to do this rage bait shit, though. I'm going to get pissed.
That's why I think Shaq is the second greatest Laker of all time. And in those finals, Kobe was good, but he wasn't close.
So Kobe's not even top 2 Lakers? All right, bro.
To the production that Shaq was equaling. So then
right,
Shaq, they fall apart. They lose to the Pistons, obviously, 2004, and he's gone, traded away to Miami. And here we go. So Kobe, without Shaq, misses the playoffs the first year. Then they lose to the Suns in the first round, and he has the pout game in Game 7, and it was hard for me to forgive him for that. And then they lose to the Suns in the first round the next year, and then they lose to Boston in the finals. In the closeout Game 6, Kobe is horrible in that game, and they lose by 39 points at Boston. I can't defend that. They broke through and beat Dwight Howard's Magic. It was supposed to be LeBron's Cavs. So I thought that was a little overrated. And then even when they did beat Boston and get over the hump, in Game 7, Kobe was 6 of 24 in that game. So I don't know. I agree with your big picture, but when I go little picture of playoff performance without Shaq, I'm sorry.
I totally understand what you're saying, and I think Magic was extraordinary. And to be a rookie and start at center in the finals as a point guard, I mean, we've never seen that before. I don't know if we ever will. And yeah, he was terrific. He was splendid. He won his championships. Of course, Kobe got his. And I understand you picking out these individual games and years. And
I don't know, man. You know what? Skip Bayless kind of reminded me of some shit, bro. I'm like, dude, he's kind of cooking. I'm not gonna lie, he's kind of cooking. He's kind of cooking right now. Let's see how Jack Clippers responds.
And teammates and everything. And I think, you can really do that with anyone. And I think it's important to look at the big picture.
Kobe's mystique was bigger than Magic's, but if you look at Magic's productivity, how he changed a culture that both Shaq and Kobe benefited from piggybacking that culture, I'm going slightly Magic over Shaq, Shaq over Kobe. Good job, Jack.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you. Way to go.
But I think that is part of it, though. Like I said, LeBron is the best Heat player ever, but D Wade's the greatest Miami Heat player. Like,
So, Kobe Bryant, 20 years with the same team, 18 All-Stars, 15 All-NBA, 12 All-Defense, MVP, 2 Finals MVPs, 5 championships. And even though he's done all of that, I think what makes him the greatest Laker of all time, it's different than what makes a player the greatest player of all time. Because, like, LeBron's not the greatest Heat player of all time. That's Dwayne Wade. So it's not just, are you better, like, are you greater? It's what you've done for that city and that franchise. And I would argue it. I love Magic. I grew up on Magic. But when you watch...
It feels like you grew up more on Kobe, right?
I did. I'm older than I look, honestly. But Magic, when you saw him on the court, he was like the greatest showman, right? He's a performer, charisma, a smile, the flashiness, showtime, right? Kobe, when you saw him on the court, it was like watching your brother, your sibling, or your uncle, or your son, because he had this fully realized character arc. He was a rookie. He failed. Not drafted by the Lakers, but we got him, early. And the air balls, and then the rising to prominence. 2000.
He was just 18 years old. But go ahead.
Yeah. But 2000, taking over in the finals after Shaq got hurt, after Jalen Rose shadily sprained his ankle, and then he came back, and then he got him back with the 81 later. And then the championships, and then there was another. He went through kind of a villain arc.
This guy's kind of like exposing that, like, his age, because he's like yes, like Skip basically is like, yeah, you've watched Kobe's career because how old you are, like, you gotta remember Skip is old as dirt. He watched Magic's whole career. He probably watched dudes' careers before Magic even, you know what I mean? So, but listen, bro, when you grow up watching these players, like, I've watched LeBron from day one till now. I mean, it's hard not to feel something, bro. Pause. You get invested in these players. And you know how many people love Kobe, bro? Dude, the amount of people, like, I cried. Like, you know how many people cried when they fucking found out that news? I've never seen anything like that before, bro. There's grown men crying all over the place. And I think that factors into this who's the greatest of all time,
like
Laker of all time.
There was Colorado.
All the down years.
Good.
And
Like it.
if you're a fan, Kobe's with you that whole time. And I actually didn't like Kobe early on. I was mad when they started playing him over Eddie Jones, like early days. And you went through all of that, and Kobe just won you over. That's why there are more than 350 murals of Kobe in LA.
Okay, so you're making the case that Kobe is dearer to your heart than Magic was. He has a bigger place in your heart.
Kobe's more iconic, bro.
And I'm making the case that Magic had greater impact consistently than Kobe had, because Magic was the driving force of
Magic played against plumbers.
the Showtime Lakers, and Kobe was not the driving force of the three-peat, right?
Sure. Well, let me address that real quick. Because you're going to the finals, and you're talking about.
You said Larry Bird. Larry Bird was good. But who else? Bro, you cannot compare the players when Magic and Bird played to today, bro. You can't. Like, you literally can't. I don't care what anyone says. You literally can't at all.
About Shaq, but that's always with the team from the East, and the East had notoriously bad big men. Everyone knows in those years the finals was the Western Conference Finals. Yeah, and in those series, Kobe was instrumental. In 2002, Kobe and Shaq basically throughout the whole playoffs had equivalent points. Yeah, the same amount of points. And Shaq himself has admitted on various podcasts and different things, he was never the guy to take the last shot. I know you value that, right? Jordan's your guy. Kobe is the closest thing that we've ever seen to Jordan. And he was a guy who never shied away from the moment. He was a guy who always made the most of his opportunity when it was there.
I give you that.
And I don't think he gets enough credit for the second run that he made with Pau. That team wasn't. I mean, that's not an all-time team.
No.
His all-time. His
But
supporting
his
cast
breakthrough
was
was not against an all-time team, because remember, the Magic upset LeBron's Cavaliers to get to the finals, right?
I mean, I give you that, but you can only play the team.
Okay, but then they beat the Celtics, who were the original Big Three super team. The reason LeBron even went to the Heat is because the Celtics formed a super team. And you could argue Big Four if you want to include Rondo. Because Rondo was good as fuck. You can argue that Kobe took down a super team, bro. You could argue that easily.
Team that, I think LeBron, maybe he's the one who did. They had the Nike commercials, and
That is
but
true.
LeBron didn't hold up his end.
He didn't hold up his
But,
end in the bargain.
I mean,
Okay, so you're okay with Kobe pouting in a Game 7 at Phoenix against Raja Bell?
I'm not okay with it, but I mean, are you okay with 84, Tragic Johnson, where,
He
runs
Tragic
out the
Johnson.
clock, throws the turnover?
Okay,
I mean,
he did,
everyone's
but he
got
bounced
failures.
right back the next year in 85, and he shoots a baby hook
And
shot.
Kobe bounced back the next year by going to the finals.
Okay, he did.
Yeah, you can't really. Everyone's had. Listen, no one is perfect, including MJ. Okay, people love to say 6-0. Okay, What about the other fucking years he was in the league, bro? We're just erasing 10 plus seasons from the. We're just erasing them. Anyone who says 6-0, you just know that that person is either a casual, they're trolling, or they're just stupid. They don't understand like nuances of basketball. If you're just yelling 6-0, that doesn't mean anything. Okay, Robert Horry has 7 rings. Is he better than Jordan? Okay, what are we talking about, bro? And why is Kareem, doesn't Kareem have 6 rings? Why is Kareem's 6 rings not as good as Jordan's 6 rings? Like, why do we just say Jordan 6-0? Dude, he was 6-0 in the finals. What about the other years?
Yeah, after the pout.
After the pout, yeah.
Yeah,
So
okay.
I don't, that's what, to me, those failures you're pointing at, every player has failures, except for maybe who's your GOAT. But every player has that. Magic
Jordan
has
got
that.
failures.
Kobe has that. I think in terms of LA and LA.
Okay, but if you look at Shaq's numbers in those 3 finals, and I give you that the big men, the Tim Duncans, were over on the other side of the bracket, right? But he goes 38, 17, and 2 in their first finals, 33, 16, and 5, and 36, 12, and 4. Look at the assists. He's averaging 5 assists a game in the NBA Finals. Listen, those 3 years, and I've been doing this a long time. I was actually covering the Kareem Lakers pre-Magic out here in LA.
I'm about to get voted out real quick.
Okay.
real quick. Were any of those finals really competitive? Pacers, Sixers, and Nets. No, they weren't competitive. They dominated those teams.
Because
So
you had the greatest offensive force I've ever seen, including Jordan, where he was unrefereeable at that point because I never knew whether it's offense or defense, on the foul.
I think Kobe could easily have had better numbers. He didn't have to. Shaq, those teams were not equipped to play against the Lakers. Credit Allen Iverson for getting the 1 game in 2001.
He was big. That was the greatest achievement of his career. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good job. Way to go. Okay, you're getting close. I will.
How you doing?
We got to see someone come up with a better argument for Kobe or someone else.
See you.
Yep. So how is Magic the greatest Laker of all time, and he wasn't even the greatest Laker on this team? That's Kareem.
Holy fuck. Holy fuck.
Kareem was first all time in Lakers points, first in rebounds, first in blocks, first in field goals made. And he had an unstoppable move in the skyhook. Has 1 more championship because he has 6, Magic has 5, and he has 3 more MVPs.
Okay.
We haven't even got to Kobe yet.
We haven't. All right, let's look hard at Kareem's career. So he wins his first ring in Milwaukee, helped by Oscar Robertson kind of at the end of his career. So that's 1971. Then he goes 4 more years in Milwaukee and nothing really. They were pretty good, but they weren't great. Then he comes to LA in 76 is his first year with the Lakers. And again, there's no Magic yet, obviously.
Right.
And they miss the playoffs the first year. The second year, they get swept by Portland in the conference finals.
Zesty at ball knowledge. What the fuck, bro?
The third year of Kareem, no Magic. They lose in the first round to Seattle. And the fourth year, Kareem, no Magic, they lose in the conference semifinals to Seattle. So they're floundering with Kareem because he was a follower and not a leader. I give you every point you made about points and about rebounds and about blocks and about skyhooks and all that is sensational. But there's a missing ingredient called leadership, charisma, whatever that greatest intangible is, that Magic had greater than anybody this side of Jordan.
Yeah, no, I give you that. I give you that for sure.
Right.
But the thing about it is, you were talking about in 1980, right, when Magic won Rookie of the Year. Would he have won Rookie of the Year if he would have, would he have won Rookie of the Year?
Without Kareem?
Without Kareem? Kareem was averaging 33 points that series.
Well, I would like to
Before
think
he
would
got
have.
injured in
He could
Game
have gone
6.
to Utah or wherever he would have gone. I just think he would have been Rookie of the Year. But he was the perfect fit at the perfect moment for this team. And it became a super team, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was Showtime, and they had Big Game James, obviously, and they had Byron.
Can someone explain what these red flags mean, chat? What do the red flags mean when they put a red flag up? to switch him out, voting him out. Oh, okay.
And they had Michael Cooper guarding the way nobody could guard on the perimeter. I give you all that.
Exactly.
But it gelled around the new son, S-U-N, who was Magic, right?
Right.
And he lifted them into what was 9 finals, okay?
Yep.
And he is the driving force. Kareem wasn't. Kareem was really more of a Robin, but you can make a case he was the greatest Robin of all time.
Right.
Okay? I give you all your numbers because clearly it took LeBron playing now 22 years, but it took 21 years.
How can you be a Robin if you average more points and rebounds? I don't get. How could you be a Robin? How? Like, dude, Magic is an amazing point guard.
To break Kareem's record.
And that's the point that I was making, is that at the end of the day, like, unless Kareem just got unlucky because the best player of all time, LeBron James, took that scoring title from him, but he would have been able to keep that for his whole life. And then if we go to Kobe, right? For example, if I was to take your papers right there, ball them up in a trash can and shoot it, whose name would we say? We wouldn't say Magic.
No.
Who we saying? We saying Kobe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what it's about. And when we talk about like keeping that mentality, how you go through life, how you focus on what you need to do in life, nobody says, keep that magic. They say keep that Mamba mentality.
Okay.
That's what it's all about.
Okay, but you grew up in the Mamba mentality era, am I right?
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. That's why I started off with Kareem first.
Okay, all right, you do, and I give you that.
Yeah.
But Magic Johnson was the greatest NBA leader ever, beyond Bill
How do I
Russell,
get on one of these shits, bro? I want to go on this shit, bro.
beyond Michael Jordan, beyond we got Brady over on the other side in the National Football League,
I'm
so
cooking
that's
skid.
another argument. But but on just NBA leadership,
Right.
Magic on charisma, on winning time, as he called it winning time, and
But-
in my generation, winning time was more important than, because we didn't know Mamba mentality yet, right?
I got
I
you.
want winning time.
But
I want
Kobe,
magic time.
Kobe had the same type of leadership style as far as like Kobe
did.
had aura. Like,
did.
Yeah, we needed one per. Listen, I don't really care about this question much. I don't care who's the greatest Laker of all time. The most skilled Laker of all time is LeBron, but the greatest Laker, I think most iconic, I think you gotta go Kobe. That's just what it is. Either way, it's not Magic, in my opinion.
Job's not finished, like all of those things, but also he showed it in actions first. You know what I mean?
He
He
did.
wasn't really
I
about the
think-
partying or going out. He was so dedicated
I
to the
think
craft.
Kobe was a Jordan-esque leader, and he modeled every bit of his action, his very body language after.
LeBron isn't more skilled than Kobe, LOL. Listen, I don't want to do this. I've already had this discussion before, and I don't want to go into this again. There's nothing that Kobe's better at than LeBron at basketball except free throws. You could argue, you want to say this, that, whatever. You want to say you want to say defense. LeBron's an first team all defensive player in his prime like Kobe. So there's what are you gonna say, bro? Literally, bro. You can't say anything. LeBron has better field goal percentage from every place on the field, on the court, including mid-range. Someone said mid-range. This isn't like a thing. I'm just saying, like, please don't get into like Kobe versus LeBron. That's just not. Literally, look it up. He has he's better statistically in every category. Literally, look it up, bro. Look it up.
Michael Jordan.
Kobe has better pivots. I'll give you pivots.
And he led like Jordan did, and it wasn't a pretty sight because he could be a real, just a tough leader. Like he gave nobody any slack at all. He pushed, he pulled, he cursed, he did it the way Jordan did it.
I
And it
agree.
was scary. It was like an intimidation, leadership by intimidation. Magic did it with a smile, but Magic, listen, I got to know him in his rookie year. He was as tough as they came. You wouldn't want to mess with him.
I agree with you. I mean, leadership comes in all different forms,
Yeah.
right? You never.
I'm kind of bored of this question. Let's go to the next question.
Good job. Way to go. My next claim is Michael Jordan is the GOAT and laughably better than LeBron.
See, if you just said that Michael Jordan's your GOAT, you can have a civil conversation. Saying laughably better than LeBron this is the most predictable. All he's gonna bring up is LeBron meltdown in the finals in 2011. There's nothing else that you could say. Like, you're gonna say 6-0. You're gonna say his finals losses, even though all his finals losses are against two super teams. KD on the 73-9 Warriors, right? And a loss to the Warriors when he lost Kyrie and Kevin Love. So he was alone with Matthew Dellavedova. And then in 2007, he lost to 4 Hall of Famers on the Spurs with, it was him by himself with Larry Hughes. So you don't even know who Larry Hughes is. Exactly. So yeah, he's just going to bring up, the only thing you can say is finals. That's it.
James. Woo. Here we go. How are you, sir?
Good, how are you? Nice to meet you. I'm a big fan of your career, everything you stand for in this industry, but this awful take, I'm not going to let it seep through.
Okay.
So, Michael Jordan, there are 2 angles to looking at the GOAT debate. Number 1, could Michael Jordan have done what LeBron is doing in this era, and vice versa? The other angle is there any single thing that Michael Jordan has done over the course of an entire career better than LeBron James? So I'm asking you, is there one thing that you could definitively say that Michael Jordan did better than LeBron James over the course of his entire NBA career?
Yeah, he won better.
That's literally such dick sucking. Like, I'm sorry, bro. That is such dick sucking. He won better. That is the lamest shit. It's a team sport, bro. It's a team sport. It just is, dude. Look at the circumstances and situations LeBron's in versus who he's playing against. Who did Jordan play against? What fucking finals teams can you recall that was an all-time team? Name one team. Literally name one. Name one team that he beat that's an all-time team. Please. The Jazz? The Jazz never won anything. The Jazz never won. What are you talking about? That team has never won shit. How are they an all-time team? They never won. Because of MJ. Dude, because of MJ, they only played them twice. What about all the other years if they're so great? What are you talking about because of MJ? So it has nothing to do with Scottie Pippen, has nothing to do with Dennis Rodman, has nothing to do with anyone else. It's just MJ. You're dick sucking, bro. You're dick sucking. You're literally dick sucking, bro. It's a team sport. It is a team sport.
He just won and won and won. He was invincible.
So he only won it 6 years out of the, 15, 16 year? What was his career? I don't even know, because some people don't even count the Wizards. So he only went to the finals 6 times. LeBron's got in the finals 10 times.
And unbeatable, and he went 6-0 in the finals with 6 MVPs. And no, they didn't play the toughest competition in the finals, but the beasts were in the East, and he devoured and slayed the beasts one after another. Bird Celtics, then the bad boy Pistons, and then Reggie Miller's Pacers.
He didn't beat the Birds. What the fuck is this guy talking about, the Bird Celtics? This guy just blatantly is just lying, bro. Okay, Larry Bird and the Celtics were far past their prime, gone. They actually beat Jordan, and then he got Scottie Pippen. Okay, he did not beat the Celtics with Larry Bird. It's not real. Okay, that's like me saying, oh, like LeBron had Shaq on the Cavs. Like, oh, really? He had Shaq, bro? He had Shaq? Really? He had Shaq? Or did he have a fat Shaq who literally was bad and actually was a detriment to the team?
And When you go 6-0 with 6 MVPs in the finals versus 4 and 6 in the finals for LeBron, and Ray Allen saved LeBron.
Yeah, Ray Allen said, hey, how about you do this? How about you name the teams that LeBron played against, and let's compare the rosters. Let's just do that. Let's just compare rosters. Okay? Now, let's take Jordan's teams and compare those rosters. Jordan literally has the better roster in every single matchup. There's not one team that Jordan faced where you could be like, oh, damn, bro, the other team's got this. There's none. There's not one team. LeBron, most teams he played against in the finals had better players than his team. Okay? And the only reason that the Cavs and the Heat, the Lakers, were in the finals was because of LeBron. Okay? That is the only sole reason. The other teams, bro, do we have to go through the list? The Spurs, 4 Hall of Famers. All right? 4 Hall of Famers. And then the Spurs the second time with Kawhi, now you got 5 Hall of Famers. Okay? The Warriors, 73-9 Warriors. Now you add Kevin Durant in his prime. Okay, cool. Who else did they play, bro? Oh, yeah, sorry. The Mavericks, which everyone loves to shit on the Mavericks. The Mavericks that year beat Kobe, who you were all just sucking Kobe. Beat Kobe, the championship Lakers. Beat them, okay? And beat KD and the Thunder. And then beat the Heat. That Mavericks team was fucking good. Okay? So why do we act like LeBron lost to a random team, bro? And dudes just, like, there's dudes in the chat typing JJ Barea. You didn't even watch the series. If you're saying JJ Barea was that's literally like me saying Bronny James is the reason the Lakers are 3 seed. Like, you just sound stupid, bro. You just sound dumb. Okay? Dirk is an all-time player, yes? Is Dirk an all-time player? Is Dirk one of the best power forwards of all time? Yes? Okay, so he didn't lose to a random team. Well, yeah, let's go.
A loss there because LeBron had completely self-destructed in Game 6 of that 2013 finals. And
LeBron self-destructed in the 2013 Game 6. Let's see his self-destruction. LeBron stats, Game 6, 2013. D-Wade was a no-show, 14 points. Chris Bosh, the big 3. Chris Bosh had 10 points. But Ray Allen, who had 9 points, saved LeBron's career. The guy had a 30-point triple-double. This is Game 6, NBA Finals. He self-destructed. Got it, bro. Got it. But and Ray Allen saved his career. Got it. It's so fun. Like, yo, this shit doesn't even make sense. And then you got casuals in the chat just trying to nitpick stats. 6 turnovers. Bro, shut the fuck up, bro. You're just dumb. You're just dumb.
then if Kyrie, when nobody can buy a shot, if Kyrie hadn't hit the shot of shots in Game 7 at Oracle, LeBron could be 2-8 in the finals. So we're talking about...
Yo, bro, how do you just subtract 2 championships? Especially a championship where LeBron averaged a 30-point triple-double. Okay? And in the game that you're referring to, he had 40 points. What the fuck are you talking about? This is literally nonsensical. Like, yeah, hey, guess what, bro? If Scottie Pippen kneecap fucking exploded, guess what? Jordan's not going 6-0. You want to just play the what ifs? Oh, if this didn't happen, if this... Buddy, we could do that all day long. What the fuck are you talking about? Why are we not allowed to do it for LeBron? If Kyrie's knee didn't fucking explode in game 1, maybe he'd be 5-5 right now instead of 4-6. Maybe he would, bro. If KD never joined the Warriors, maybe LeBron would be 6-4 right now, bro. What? Maybe he might be 7-3. What the fuck is this? Oh yeah, if he did this, if he didn't do that. This is the stupidest argument, bro. Please expose Skip Bayless, please. I wish I was there, bro. I wish I was there, bro. Fuck.
Winning. I give you, I say it all the time. LeBron is still, to this moment, the best passer in basketball. I say it all the time. LeBron is still the greatest driver of the basketball I ever saw, to a fault, because he's a poor...
LeBron is a better shooter than Jordan. You understand that, right? You understand that. We're going statistically. He is a better... Jordan never shot the 3 ball like LeBron. Now people are going to... Oh, dude, no one shot threes. Yes, they did. People shot threes. LeBron is a better shooter than Jordan.
Jump shooter, a poor three-point shooter by star standards, or certainly by superstar standards. And he's a poor free throw shooter by superstar standards. He should have 5,000 more points, but he's such a worse shooter than...
Wait a second. So, his field goal percentage is better than Jordan, but he should have more points, 5,000 more points, because he's such a worse shooter? Buddy, like, can somebody please have a good point in this? I don't want to see them just get, like, just fucking bulldozed by Skip Bayless. Please, bro.
Jordan ever was as a jump shooter and a free throw shooter, that it's hard for me...
Free throw... I'm done, bro. I'm done, bro.
To say, how can you call LeBron the GOAT when he's a lousy shooter?
What the fuck are you talking about? Do we need to pull up LeBron? Like, LeBron is a good shooter. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, you're fixated on, like, pre-2007 LeBron or something. Like, what are you talking about, bro?
Part of the argument to what you said is everything you just said is wrong. So if
Yes!
you have a true shooting percentage, which takes into account all the offense, all the scoring, who had the better true shooting percentage in
LeBron.
his NBA career in the regular season? LeBron James. Who
Yes.
had the better true shooting percentage
LeBron.
in the playoffs? LeBron James. And you just said Michael Jordan won a lot better. So starting 1-9 in the playoffs in his career doesn't count, just doesn't matter.
That doesn't matter to him. Doesn't matter to the LeBron haters. Notice how I didn't say to Jordan fans, because, dude, there's no Jordan fans running around today, bro. They're all old guys. No people walking around today watch Jordan, okay? They didn't watch him. Kids nowadays, they didn't watch him, all right? So, the people who you see defend him they're LeBron haters. Don't get it mistaken, bro. They're not Jordan fans.
Or losing to the Pistons over and over again because he was so dominated by any level of physicality because he was soft. So that does not count. That doesn't matter.
Wait, did you just call Michael Jordan soft?
Because he was, right? And just the way you say, oh, LeBron couldn't shoot. LeBron learned to shoot. Jordan got tougher. Jordan was getting bitched by the Pistons, bro. But you can't admit it because you love Jordan. Like, this dude he would never admit this shit, bro.
Compared to LeBron
He
James,
was the baddest you-know-what who ever stepped on a basketball court. Trust me,
LeBron.
I was there. Not like LeBron.
Not like LeBron.
LeBron is like the nicest guy ever. He's soft. He's a diva. He's thin-skinned. And can I start down?
Do we need to pull up the compilation of Jordan crying, arguing with the refs? Do we need to pull this up? Jordan flopping, Jordan doing all the things that they say LeBron does. Do we need to pull up the clip of Jordan doing all the same exact things? Okay, diva, crying to the ref, yeah, all this shit. Bro, Jordan did all that shit, bro. Flopping included, everything, bro.
The litany of epic fails that LeBron had that Jordan never had. Yeah, it took a while to break through against Larry Bird's Celtics, but
Larry Bird Celtics, buddy. He never broke through the Larry Bird Celtics. What are you talking about? He got swept by the Larry Bird Celtics. What are you talking about? Like, please fact check him on that, please, bro.
Remember that Michael Jordan had missed the whole year. He played 3 games and broke his foot. This is his 2nd year in the league. And he comes back just for the playoffs and goes up against arguably the 86 Celtics were you could make a case they were the greatest team ever. And what does he do? He scores 49 in game 1, and in game 2, he scores 63. It took double overtime, but after that game, Larry Bird...
So now we're talking about double overtime stats? Yo, Skip Bayless, I wish I was there, bro. I wish I was there. You're saying points that he scored in a series he got swept in? Oh my God. But if anyone, dude, if you bring up LeBron stats, they don't matter because he lost. Yo, bro, this is such dick sucking, bro. I can't stand it, bro.
Said that was God disguised as Michael Jordan. Well, trust me, Larry Bird would have never said God disguised as LeBron James, because look at the epic failures here. Do you remember 2010, the last go-around of the first stint in Cleveland? It's against the Celtics in the playoffs. It's the conference semifinals. They win big by 22. He's 14 of 22 from the floor.
Got it. So let me ask you something, Skip. That Cavaliers team, who was his Scottie Pippen? Because Jordan never won a playoff series without Scottie Pippen. You know, a.k.a. a good player. You know what I mean? A.k.a. somewhat, you could say all-star caliber, you know, level player, right? Who was his Scottie Pippen, bro? Okay? The answer is there was no Scottie Pippen. He was alone. He made Mo Williams a fucking all-star that season because the Cavaliers won fucking 60 games. So they threw Mo Williams an all-star. That motherfucker was not an all-star, bro, before or after that season. Okay? So, LeBron had no Robin. LeBron had no Scottie Pippen. So, yes, did he lose to the Celtics, who had a big 3, and you could possibly say a big 4 if you count Rondo? They formed a fucking super team. Yeah, you can, bro. Dude, listen. Michael Jordan alone would have lost to that team. There's no one alone that I can think of that you by themselves, you put them on that team, take LeBron off and put them in. There is not one person that comes to mind that would have beaten that team by themselves. Nobody in the history of the NBA. I don't care who you are. There's not one person. There's not one, bro. Curry. Wait, Curry who's 0-3 in the play-in? Curry 0-3 in the play-in. That Curry? When Curry doesn't have KD, the 0-3 in the play-in? Got it. Okay, that Curry. Anyway, like I said, yeah.
It's game 3. Then we get to 4, 5, and 6, and right on schedule, he just crumbles to the point that he had somebody from his inner circle.
The game that Jordan had 63 against the Celtics, he had 21 free throw attempts. All right, so it was a double overtime 21 free throw attempt game that he lost, and Skip Bayless is bragging about it. Got it, bro.
Tell Stephen A. Smith at ESPN, because I was there alongside Stephen A. at that point, that LeBron had to be sedated before games 4, 5, and 6 because he was having some locker room issue with a teammate, Delonte West. Listen, Michael Jordan never had any issues with locker room teammates because
Michael Jordan punched people in the fucking face. Dude, Michael Jordan attacked coaches and punched his teammates.
they wouldn't dare to have an issue with Michael Jordan. So the point was he had to be...
Bro, there's multiple... Steve Kerr wasn't scared of Michael Jordan. Steve Kerr got in his face, and then they fought, whatever, and then Michael, like, oh yeah, I respect you now. What? Dude, what the fuck is this? What is this propaganda, bro? This is pure propaganda. Dude, is Jordan paying Skip Bayless? Because now that I think about it, he always has new Jordans on. Like, could Jordan just be like, he has a little endorsement and he's just paying Skip like $1 million a year, fuck it, $2 million, some like little shit like to just keep him on the fucking he's. Dude, think about it. Why not, bro? Why would you not? If you're Jordan, you have unlimited money. Okay, Skip Bayless at one point, maybe not right now, but at one point was like, you know, basketball talk on TV. He was like the guy, like one of the top guys, right? Why not fucking pay him? I'm sure Jordan's paying fucking Stephen A. Smith too. Why fucking not?
Sedated? What a wimp! What a weenie! Is that what we're talking about? And then Dan Gilbert.
So now you're going off of rumors. You're going off rumors that he was sedated. You're just going off of a random rumor. That's so weird, bro.
His owner a few weeks later accused LeBron of quitting in those finals. And then do you remember the first go around with the Heat, the 20?
Notice how LeBron is in year 22 right now. He's talking about LeBron in LeBron's first 6 seasons in the league. Think about how crazy that is, bro. He has to go that far back to shit on LeBron. Do you know how insane that is? 16 seasons went after that.
2011 finals?
But he doesn't hold Jordan's first 6 seasons against him. No, hell no. Fuck no. Why would he, bro?
The chosen one became the frozen one. I've never seen like it. Michael Jordan never did that. Even when they were starting 1-9, people were scared to death. Nice try.
Dude, he didn't even get a chance to rebuttal, bro. Fuck these red flags, bro. Nice try. All Skip did was fucking yap the whole time.
Hey, good job. You got some quicks, man. I'm impressed.
Because I'm ready to come get you.
Okay, here we go.
Please, bro. Please, bro. Please. Come on, bro.
Okay, I'm going to start here with you. You want to discredit talking about 1-9 in the playoffs and then not even talk about the fact that he couldn't even get to the finals in his first 6-7 seasons, right? So you prefer somebody not even making it to the finals? That's crazy.
Okay,
You want to
think of
discount
what
it?
he had in the way. He had 2 of the greatest teams ever in the way, and he didn't have...
Dude. So LeBron had no one in the way? The fucking Celtics is no one? The fucking championship Celtics, they're nobody?
He didn't even have a Robin
What?
yet. He was going solo. He didn't have a Scottie
And
Pippen
LeBron did.
yet.
LeBron did first couple years.
Okay, I'll
LeBron
give you
did.
that. I
And
haven't
he
even
made it to the
brought up-
finals. He made it to the finals with
Okay,
a
and-
less roster than Jordan.
Wait,
And they got swept
Right.
by the Spurs, and I didn't even bring that up because I give you that one.
So
What's your No, you gotta press the Scotty point more. You gotta press that more.
I'm not going to hold
so,
that
so,
against
so you want to
LeBron.
hold somebody accountable for?
Hey, notice Skip just glazed over things like, oh, let me not touch on that. Notice how he didn't touch on that, bro. He's not touching that, bro.
Going to the finals and losing than not going to the finals at all.
Okay.
Right? More money to the city, so many more things accomplished, less players on the team, right? Then his other final losses, right? You could even talk about the fact that when he went up against the Warriors, he didn't even have a running mate with him either, right? So every time you want to protect
but-
Jordan, I knew you were going to
real
go with
quick.
6-0.
Okay, so he goes up against the Warriors.
Okay.
And I always give him this. Those first 3 games, you remember, because he doesn't have Kevin Love, he was gone already, right? Kyrie fractures his kneecap in overtime of game 1 at Oracle. Remember this? LeBron put up the greatest numbers of his career for 3 straight games. And I'm like, you got this team, because they weren't the Warriors yet. They obviously didn't have KD yet. And they weren't sure who they were. So they're down 2-1. And game 4 is in LeBron's house in Cleveland. And in game 4, he was horrible. He goes 7 of 22. He was 5 of 10 from the free throw line. And I'm like, the next day, I'm telling Stephen A. on ESPN.
You want LeBron to do things that Jordan has not even done himself. Like, you get what I'm saying? When was Jordan by himself? Like, he just never was. Like, what are we... when he was by himself, he never won. He never even went to the finals, bro. He never was in the finals. So you're getting mad at LeBron for not winning the finals by himself. It's like it doesn't make sense. So you hold it against him that he made it to the finals? Like,
he had a chance to step on their throats. It was, remember, the Iguodala game where Steve Kerr said,
okay, Skip, but he's going against a fucking team. They're not injured. He's going against a full team that, by the way, went 73-9 the next season.
I'm going to switch. I'm going to start Iguodala, and I'm going to put him on LeBron. And LeBron...
He was not up 2-0, dumbass. You don't even know what you're talking about. It was 1-1, and then it was 2-1. It was not up 2-0.
Just shrank. He closed up. He had them. If he had stepped on their throats and they'd gone up 3-1, and this is the 2015 finals, the first one against the Warriors, you got me. That you could make a go case. But instead, he shrinks and disappears in games. Here we go again. 4, 5, and 6.
So I'm gonna pull up the stats because LeBron shrunk and disappeared, right? So and lost. But he praises Jordan for the series of him getting swept and all this shit, right? LeBron 2015 finals stats. Here we go. LeBron 2015 finals. 32, 18, and 9, 40, 14, and 11, 20, 12, and 8, 40, 12, and 8, 39, 16, and 11, 44, 8, and 6. Okay? By himself, took the Warriors, the 73-9 Warriors. They were 73-9 Warriors the next season, right? Took them to 6 games. These are the numbers he's putting up. He's by himself. Like, what are you supposed to do? Alone, bro. Alone. So, but why doesn't LeBron get credit for that from Skip Bayless? You wonder, right? Why does he not get credit from Skip Bayless? Let's leave this here in case I need to bring up more stats.
Right on schedule, and they lose in 6 games. So he couldn't close deals. All the great clutch shots that Jordan made, they closed deals. LeBron's made a few clutch shots, but they never mattered. They were never meaningful. They never ended series or games or championship.
What are you talking about? I could pull up a compilation of... I could literally pull up a 20-minute video of LeBron buzzer beaters. What the fuck are you talking about? And half of them are in the playoffs.
No, you see, that's where you're trying to pick and choose, right? You want to talk about clutch games, but then you don't want to talk about how he's dragged so many teams to the finals, right? And he's the one hitting the game-winning shots, right? The same way he took Toronto out, right? The amount of times he did that countless times, you don't want to talk about that, though.
Well, I will.
You want to only talk about when Jordan does it in the finals, as if Jordan's career was only 6 years.
Jordan never hit a buzzer beater in the finals, bro. What the fuck are we talking about? That never happened. This guy's even...
6 in the finals, but his career isn't 6 years.
No.
He had 6 to 7 years before that, and then he had another 2.
Yo, bro. When you guys type he did, when it's factually not right? I just wonder, I'm like, yo, bro, like, what exactly is going through your mind, bro? What is going through your mind? He never hit a game winner. I don't know, like, he never hit a buzzer beater in the finals. He did. Okay, so he didn't. But if you could show me where he did, then I'll watch it right now. Jazz, buddy. All right. So now we're calling go-ahead buckets. We're calling go-ahead shots a buzzer beater. You're fucking brain dead, bro. You're fucking brain dead, bro. You are fucking brain dead, bro. You are fucking brain dead. He never hit a buzzer beater to end the game, bro. He never did, bro. In the finals, he never did.
2 years in the Washington Wizards at 40 years old. We don't want to talk about LeBron at 40 now.
Okay, I
They
don't.
literally tried to
they were
drag
like-
him out the court.
they
Gilbert Arenas talked about how they literally was ready to hand him the keys and get Jordan out of there by 40.
They were
he was a
two
cancer.
ceremonial years. He wasn't a cancer.
Yeah, he
he
was
was
a cancer.
running the show. He was going to be the GM and the head coach.
they're
And the
horrible.
There was no buzzer beater in Game 1 of 1997. Do not let the chat fool you, chat. Please. Please don't let the chat fool you. Please.
the fading superstar.
So,
he averaged.
those years don't count then. That's
Okay,
the way it sounds like
the
to me.
last 2 years I don't count.
That's crazy.
Okay,
So,
he-
but then
he
you
took-
want to
wait,
count
wait, wait,
everything
wait,
about
wait, wait.
LeBron. You want to count everything about LeBron, but then
Okay.
take some years out.
He took 3 years off. He retired because they ran his coach out the back door in Chicago,
whose
and he
fault is
said,
that?
"I'm out." Well, it was on pride and principle. He just said, "I'm out. I'm not going to play anymore." And he came
And
back because he
greatness
was.
means keep playing year in and year
No,
out.
it
Every
doesn't.
year, LeBron keeps extending his career because the love of the game.
Yo, we're not. Listen, you guys are not just gonna sit here and just lie in the chat and try to trick people and to just try to win an argument with me. Jordan has never hit a buzzer beater in the finals. He never did. Has he hit a go-ahead basket? Yes. So has LeBron. I could pull up LeBron doing it. Jordan did it too. There's no buzzer beater game winners. He never did that. So you want to just spam? Oh, he did. Dude, mods, time them out because they're literally lying, bro. And it's fucking weird. Like, what are you even? Why even lie? Game 1. There's no buzzer beater.
Force the fadeaway jumper. Don't foul. Jazz over the foul limit. We're down to 5. Jordan putting moves on Russell. We're down to 2. Now to 1. Here's Jordan. Yes! It is all over. The Chicago Bulls have won at the buzzer in Game 1 of the best of 7.
No, fuck that, bro. Because I can admit when I'm wrong, bro. You motherfuckers can't. I can sit here and be like, all right, fine, bro. Fine. Okay. He did. Cool. You got it, bro. LeBron still has more game winners. And I think he still has more buzzer beaters and game winners, regular season, postseason, go-ahead baskets. LeBron still has more.
And that matters.
Okay,
Right? His
Jordan-
heart is still in it.
In
and
the
he's going
short
even
time he
towards
played,
40.
Jordan won 10 scoring titles to LeBron's 1 scoring title. Jordan was the defensive player of the year in 1989. He's the defensive player. LeBron was never defensive player. 9 times Jordan was first team all defense. I'll give you 5 times early in his career, LeBron was first
Could you
team all
not
defense.
argue that LeBron should have got way more MVPs? Because he was always the best player all those years, but they don't count it.
Okay,
So now
you
we're going
don't-
to take away accolades from him
You don't
versus
think
at a
Jordan was
time.
the best player for 11 straight years in Chicago?
No,
He
that's
was.
fine. That-
It was just ridiculous how much better he was.
I'm not arguing that.
Okay. All right. So let's look at LeBron's buzzer beaters, okay? Because I know them by heart.
And he has more buzzer beaters than Jordan.
No, he doesn't. It's 9-8 Jordan. It's 9-8. I'm not cherry picking. I'm not semantics. I'm just telling you the truth. It's 9-8 Jordan, and I'm giving the 8th that thing the other night.
I'm sorry, wait, you're only talking about the playoffs, 9-8.
No, I'm doing total regular season and playoffs. The other night,
Please fact check.
LeBron had a little tip in at the buzzer. Do you remember this? On Luka's missed shot, and LeBron's just right at the rim and just tips it over the rim, and you have to count that as a buzzer.
Listen, man. If we're going off of accolades, like if we're going off of MVPs, you guys see how bullshit MVPs are, bro. You see how fucking horseshit they are. Defensive Player of the Year. You see how bullshit and this shit is horseshit, bro. It's a bunch of dudes voting on some shit. It's not. There's no actual fact behind it. Okay. LeBron has been MVP more than the amount of MVPs he has, bro. I think he has 4. You mean to tell me in 22 years LeBron has only won 4 MVPs, bro? Whoa. Even he just said that Jordan was the best player for 11 years, and he has 6. Come on, bro. MVPs are fucking bullshit. if you're using an MVP as an argument, it's over, bro. It's over, bro. Like, so like, would you say that SGA is better than Jokic if he wins MVP? Is he better than Jokic? Yikes. Anybody who just said, yeah, honestly, bro, I don't know if you're just trolling. You might not know basketball. I don't know. Jokic is the best player in the NBA.
Beater, and it was the weakest, easiest buzzer beater in the history of buzzer beaters. Okay, all right.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Easy buzzer. All right, bro.
Okay, so here are your. I'm going to get to Jordan's in a minute, but I'm watching every game LeBron plays, and it took him 477 NBA games before he finally hit a walk-off shot, and it was on Ronnie Turioff. It was at Golden State. This is probably way before your time because it was January 23rd of 2009. It was a regular season game, okay? And he hit it, and I'm like, way to go. I stood up and gave him a standing ovation. And then he hit the shot heard round the world against Orlando in Game 2 at Cleveland. You'll remember this. In the year that they ended up losing to the Magic.
True.
Okay.
But the game is more than just game-winning shots. You know that, right?
No,
right now
I know
you're going
that,
down a rabbit hole. If you want to talk about like clutch shots, end of game, but there's 47 minutes before that you got to play.
That.
Which
but
LeBron
here's the point: LeBron was born without a clutch gene. It's.
You just said that Jordan and LeBron, it's 9-8, which I think now it's tied, or LeBron has one more. It doesn't even matter. But LeBron doesn't have a clutch gene, but Jordan does. But they the same amount. Like, what? And you're basing clutchness. Like, this is what I mean. Like, Skip Bayless is just stuck in like 2008 or something. Like, he's just stuck in the first few years of LeBron's career. And he's stuck there, and he never moved past it and gave LeBron any type of credit. And he's been hating on LeBron basically every year since then. You know, I mean, LeBron has already proven that he can win. LeBron's won with 3 different franchises. LeBron's won with any type of coach. LeBron's won with any type of personnel. LeBron has won against some of the best teams ever. You know, some of the best players ever. So, yeah, basing this shit on MVPs and buzzer beaters and listen, bro, let's talk about the actual game of basketball, bro.
It's as simple as that. He just was. Jordan is the greatest clutch shooter I ever saw, and LeBron can be the weakest mentally superstar I've ever witnessed because he's afraid of the late game free throw line. And in late...
No, he's not. Like, what the fuck is this, bro? Dude, he's stuck in a time period when LeBron was very young. He's stuck in the time period. Like, Skip Bayless can't get past it.
Close situation since LeBron came into the league. He's the worst by far.
Why is basketball so much about the last 30 seconds when there's 47 minutes and 30 seconds in the game?
You're trying to make a GOAT
so
case.
Much, yeah, GOAT case, exactly.
Okay. And you're trying to make it over Michael Jordan.
Exactly.
You did a good job. You did a good job.
Skip Bayless is not letting anyone talk.
Way to go. You're going to need that cross around your neck.
Yes, I will. I don't think LeBron's the GOAT. I don't think Michael Jordan's the GOAT either, though.
Oh, so we're going a different direction.
I think we're going to go in the direction of Stephen Curry.
See, this is what I mean. Like, Curry fans do this to themselves. The psychotic Curry fans. The normal, average person who enjoys Curry, which is me, for instance, I'm a Curry enjoyer. I like watching Curry play. But I'm not dumb enough to out loud say he's the GOAT. Like, buddy, when it's the end of a game and the Warriors don't have the ball and they come out of a timeout, Curry's sitting on the bench. Okay? Curry's not out there to play defense. All right? He's out of the GOAT debate off of that one fact. We're not going to talk about anything else. Just that one thing. He's now out of the GOAT debate. So please stop. Please. I don't think he's top 10. I don't think he's top 10. I don't think that you can even put him above Magic, which people, oh my God, he's above Magic. What has he done without KD? He won against the Cavs when LeBron lost Kyrie and Love. Okay? Without KD, right? Without KD, what has he won? And then he won against Jason Tatum. So he has 2 rings. So you're going to put someone who's won 2 rings above Magic Johnson, who's won 5. And is better at everything except shooting threes. So, what are we talking about, bro? What are we talking about, bro?
And I'm going to point out your simple statement in one word.
Steph Curry?
You said laughably.
Okay.
And to me, that's bigger than Michael Jordan versus LeBron James. You are simply hitting and taking a hit, a personal shot at the entire game of basketball that we are watching today. And to me, you bring up competition. I think seeing Steph Curry and LeBron James and have go head-to-head in their rivalry, LeBron always posts on Instagram, he says, iron sharpens iron. Where was the iron sharpening iron with Michael Jordan when he was winning all of his championships? I understand that 6-0 is something that is perfect. You really can't debate it. But what you can do is say, all right, it was a beautiful thing. We're going to leave it in the past because there is greatness in front of our eyes, and it's LeBron James and it's Stephen Curry. And then we get into LeBron versus Steph, and I'm going to sit here.
Can I skip this? I don't want to hear this. Can we just skip to when the next guy comes up? This is just a waste of time. I think let's just skip this guy. Let's just skip this guy. I don't even want to listen to it. It's just the guy clearly doesn't watch basketball and whatever. Good job. Oh my God, they got him out of there in like 2 minutes.
What's up, Skip?
Yo, Jack Clippers, I need you in this debate, bro. What the fuck are you doing, bro?
How are you, sir?
Man, good to see you.
Dodger fan.
Right now, I gotta school you on this. LeBron is the GOAT. He is the GOAT. I know MJ 6-0. We're kind of just like mystified with that. But LeBron's longevity for 22 years, the work that he's done since 2003.
Okay.
And he's been in the shadow of MJ for 22 years. He hasn't been, MJ, who did he look up to? He was with Magic, Magic, that smiling face. Love Magic, but he...
Dude, LeBron's longevity, bro, like, that just adds to the whole thing. LeBron, nobody has been this good at basketball for this amount of time. Jordan had to retire 2 different times, okay? And he still had a way shorter career than LeBron. No basketball player has been this good for this long. No one, not even close.
It wasn't as intimidating as being in Jordan's shadow for
Agreed.
22 years of his career.
All right.
I know the 4-6 in the finals, but man, 10 NBA Finals appearances. And just one more thing. I know we've talked about this. 2021, finals. The finals was the Nets versus the Bucks. 2018, it was Rockets Warriors. Jordan had to deal with that in the East. Oh, he wasn't pushed to a Game 7. He got pushed to a Game 7 in the Eastern Conference semifinals in '92. He got pushed to a Game 7 in '98 in the Eastern Conference Finals. He's been pushed before. He still triumphs. Jordan, that 6-0. We're always going to be mystified from that. All around.
Okay.
It's LeBron.
I'm going to give you your first point. LeBron James is the longevity king. I mean, it's unquestioned. He is the most durable superstar ever. I'm watching a game the other night, and he hooks his thumb on the rim and pulls it, and I thought, oh, God, because that's your shooting hand. And I thought, man, are you gone? Nope. They go tape it up, and he goes right back in. Incredible, blessed durability. That's how you play 22 years at age 40. LeBron has now played in the regular season 60,000 minutes to Jordan's 40,000 minutes. So it's an apple and an orange almost. And if we go total, It's 71,000. If I add the playoff minutes
Yeah.
in, 71,000 to 48,000. Aha, that's 23,000. That's a magic number that LeBron tried to steal from Jordan, and he shouldn't have. Because LeBron wished a lot of this on himself. He
Can I
right
ask
away declared himself, I got next. I'm the next Jordan.
How many times during LeBron's 22 illustrious career, how many times did he take a break? I know Jordan's done that a few times.
He got one break
gotta
before
go
they
down.
won their last championship in the bubble, the Mickey Mouse Championship, as I call it.
Wait, LeBron never got a break. LeBron never retired, and you're out loud saying Mickey Mouse? I'm pretty much done with this video, bro. I'm pretty much done with this shit, bro. This dude is a master troll for years, and I'm pretty sure he's getting paid by Jordan.
He got like a 4-month break ahead of that, and it served him well because I
Not
don't think
18
he's
months.
going to
He
win
didn't play
another
minor
chip.
league. He didn't go in the minor
No.
leagues. He didn't go try to go be an owner of the league. He's gone 22 straight years
He
playing
has
in the NBA.
longevity
So
king.
many
That
playoff
doesn't make
runs.
you the
yeah.
GOAT. That makes you the
10
longevity
NBA
king.
Finals appearances.
Okay.
MJ couldn't get to 10. He couldn't get past the Pistons, just like LeBron couldn't
I mean,
get
he
past the
did
Warriors.
get past the Pistons finally.
After
And
3
there
years.
was a book written about it called The Jordan Rules,
it was
in
a
which
butt-whooping.
it detailed the rules with which the Detroit Pistons, the bad boys, had to stop Michael Jordan.
And thankfully
they
he
were
got
scared
Scotty.
to death of him.
Thankfully he got Scotty during that time
Yep.
because and he also had a head coach, Phil Jackson, during that time. Once they
did?
figured that out. But who did LeBron have as a head coach during that time? Mike Brown. Mike Brown is no Phil Jackson.
Nope,
He
I'll give
had
you that.
Antoine Jameson. He had Ilgauskas. That's why he
Yeah.
had to go to Miami. He had to go over there
He
and
did.
team up. He learned how to win. And when
Eric Spoelstra is a real live coach.
Oh,
But
yeah.
like I would bank on Eric Spoelstra. And remember, Pat Riley was coaching the coach in that situation. So that was optimum. That was ideal. And LeBron needed a big brother to teach him how to win. And Dwayne Wade was that guy. Okay?
Yeah.
All right. Good job.
You're the man.
Way to go. Thank you.
I think my biggest gripe with your argument is the word laughably. I think your top 10 NBA players of all time is well documented. You've got people like Larry Bird in there.
I do.
You've got Shaq in there.
I do.
Did you know those two guys, within the last 3 to 5 years, have deferred to LeBron and called LeBron the GOAT?
I'm not sure
You have
Larry Bird has, but
Sure
Shaq
has.
on TV will say
Verbatim,
that.
verbatim, Larry Bird said, LeBron is one of, if not the greatest ever.
Okay.
You have him at, I think, at number 7.
I do. 9, actually.
9.
Yo, bro, it's one thing, like, you gotta make it, like, believable. Like, dude, you have to make the bait believable, okay? Because then at a certain point, you lose people like me. Like, I was interested. This doesn't even make sense anymore, bro. LeBron to 9 all time? Like, okay, bro, like, we get it. Can you at least, just to, like, not, insult us, can you at least make it like, put him, like, at 4? Then at least you can be like, oh, shit, does he, like, like, 9 is you're trolling. You're trolling, bro.
Just real quick, I got, obviously, Jordan, Magic, Shaq, Kareem, Tim Duncan, Bill Russell, Kobe 7, Bird 8, and LeBron 9.
Yep.
Because I'm taking Kobe and Larry Bird as clutch players over
Tim Duncan's better than LeBron.
LeBron James every day and every night.
So if you look this up, Shaq also said that LeBron is the greatest ever. So with that being said, if Shaq is deferred to LeBron and said he's the greatest ever, that would at least make him 3. He deferred to that. He gave him 3. So the word laughably is really crazy to me, because also you've called LeBron weak. You called him soft, mentally weak, mentally soft. It takes a lot of mental fortitude to play in the NBA for 22 years. It takes a lot of mental fortitude to be, called the king at age 13, 14, and live up to all those expectations without a hiccup off the court, without being, being in the news for a negative reason. It takes a lot of mental fortitude to do that.
I give you all that, but we're just talking about your performance on the court.
Sure, but he's the greatest. He has the
and
most points ever.
This is what really kills me about what I call you LeBron supporters. You're fanatic about it. You're blind witness because you're blind to what happens You expunge his record, you scrub his record, you don't want to hear all the negatives, and they just pile up. I call them epic fails, and I've given a couple so far, and I'm going to give a few more. If we can go back to that fateful Game 6 of the 2013 finals, I don't know if it's before your time, but I'm sure you were watching. It's at Miami, and the Spurs have a chance to close it out in 6 games, and they're up 5 points with
Skip is weird, bro.
18 seconds left. And I was a Spurs fan at this point, and it was unheard of to blow a lead, especially in a game of that magnitude that way. Down the stretch of that game, even in the final minute, with 40 seconds left and 20 seconds left, this is Game 6 closeout potential. LeBron had 2 unforced error turnovers that were horrendous. Even I'm not a LeBron fan, but I sat back and I said, what are you doing, man? He's unraveling. He made 1 3, but then he had to take a 3 to tie the game with 6 seconds left. And he, as I say, LeBricked
which would be a clutch shot.
See how he skims past that he hit a 3? LeBron hit a 3 in the clutch with seconds left. Then they got the ball back. LeBron shot another 3. It barely missed. Bosh got the rebound, and then Ray Allen hit a 3.
Okay, it would be, but he LeBricked it. He bounded it.
One thing about the epic failures,
And by the way, someone just made a good point. LeBron scored 15 straight in the 4th quarter.
Yeah.
Would you call Jordan getting swept in the first round 3 times an epic failure?
Nope, because they weren't epic, because they weren't magnitude games, because these are in the finals. I'm going to the finals. So.
Okay, so if LeBron lost in the first round, it would be better than losing in the finals. Anyone who makes that argument, chat, they've lost it. They've lost it. Just that's a complete disgraceful fucking argument, bro.
It took Ray Allen making the greatest clutch shot I have ever witnessed, because remember, it's a LeBrick and it's a long rebound out, and it's Chris.
It's not even a long rebound. What the fuck are you talking about? This shit barely hit off the rip. Dude, I'll play it right now.
James catches, puts up a 3. Won't go. Rebound Bosh. Back out to Allen. His 3-pointer. Bang! Tie game with 5 seconds remaining.
So this was the LeBrick that was way off, like.
Puts up a 3. Won't go.
Bro, that shit literally was right on the rim, bro. Like that wasn't.
He's out and tracks it down and kicks
To
it in
call
the
someone LeBrick while having the most points ever is wild. Now, I know you're a Jordan guy. It pained me to say that Jordan's been swept 3 times in the first round, because I'm a Jordan guy too. But to laughably say that LeBron and Jordan aren't even in the same conversation, that's wild. It's a discredit to basketball.
I know you watched this.
Insane.
How about the West?
It is a discredit. Honestly, at the end of the day, that's really just what it is. Like, you're pretty much disgracing the game of basketball by constantly shitting on one of the game's greats, which is LeBron. Like, he is in a lot of people's eyes the best player ever, and in most people's eyes top 2 ever, right? So you are disgracing the game that you say you love by constantly spewing that one of the greatest players ever, if not the greatest ever, is number 9 on your list, and he's LeBrick, and you never have anything good to say except that he's a good passer, even though he has the most points ever. You're disgracing the game, bro. That's basically what Skip Bayless does, and that's why people hate him.
Western Conference Finals just 2 years ago against Denver, okay? So the Lakers wind up getting swept, but 4 straight times they go to the 4th quarter right there. It's a winnable game for LeBron and company. First 2 are in Denver, second 2 at home.
So now we're talking about year 20 LeBron. Got it, bro. Hey, I'm done with this video, bro. I'm done with the video. If you guys want to watch more, go ahead. Watch it. I'm done with this shit. There's no need for me to watch this shit anymore, bro. But I'll let this conversation play out.
If you combine his shooting stats for the 4 fourth quarters, he's 7 of 23. That's horrible. That's how you lose games. And he was 1 of 10 from 3 in those 4 combined 4th quarters. And in the closeout game at, as I call it, the Crypt here in Los Angeles, In the final seconds of the game, LeBron gets 2 shots to tie the game, 2 two-point shots, and neither of them he gets up to the rim. And I'm like, what are you doing, man? You're better than that.
Buddy, you're better than that. He's in year 20 and playing in Western Conference Finals. And what was Jordan doing in year 20? Jordan didn't make it to year 20 or year 19 or year 18 or year 17. Did he make it to 16? Or no? 16, 15, 14? I don't know. Hey, bro. He did 15? Okay. Do you know what Jordan was doing at LeBron's age? Do you know what he was doing? Jordan was on a boat drinking alcohol, smoking, gambling, possibly doing, I mean, because we know his son likes cocaine, so where did he learn that from? You know? But, you know, it is what it is.
And yet the blind witnesses say, oh, we didn't see that. We don't want to hear about that. So we fast forward one more year because last year in the playoffs, they get Denver again, but this time it's in the first round. And games 1 and 2 at Denver, LeBron pouts in the fourth quarter because he can be a mentally weak diva, and he won't shoot in.
Oh my God. This is obsession. This is obsession, bro. This isn't healthy. But that's why I think he's getting paid.
The fourth quarter of a winnable game, I'm going, what are you doing, man? Just take over. You can do this. You can rise above Joker and Jamal. Because you think he's the GOAT. The GOAT rises above because the game is begging to be won by LeBron James. And he won't shoot until there are 3 minutes left and the game's out of control. Game 2, he's got Jamal on him. He makes a sweet move. It's Jordan-esque on Brian Russell in Game 6 at Utah. And we've got LeBron James. This is game 2 just last year in the playoffs at Denver. It's going to change the series. He gets a wide open shot from 3. It's like a free throw from 3. And he LeBricks it. And I'm like, what are you doing, man? Because Kobe's going to make that shot.
Kobe's going to make that shot. When you just argued, when people said Kobe's the best Laker, you just argued that he's not clutch in these moments. He went 2 for... or what, he went 5 for 20 something. Like, you just made that argument, but now Kobe's doing that.
Jordan's obviously going to make that shot. I
Jordan's obviously just going to make it, bro. He's just going to make that.
Shaq could have made that shot. It was so easy. Seriously. But
so what do you have to say about Shaq deferring to LeBron? He said it.
PR.
He said it.
It's
Why
PR.
would he say that, though?
Why
does a killer say that?
Ooh, I got it.
You've been chomping to get up here?
Yeah, I've been ready for this.
All
All right, but first I gotta say this. It could be SGA, it could be SDA, you can call it CIA. Lakers in 5. Okay? Just gotta get out the way. All right.
Okay. Lakers in 5 to do what?
To win the finals, win everything.
To win this year's finals?
Your friend, Shannon Sharp. Yeah. But anyways, this.
Why is that like a laughable thing? Luka's a top 3 player in the fucking NBA. You have LeBron and you have fucking Austin Rivers, who's the best third option in the NBA. How is that laughable? The Lakers have a good, solid team. Did I say Austin Rivers? I said Reeves, bro. No one said Austin Rivers. They had 2 good players, dude. LeBron, Luka, Austin Reeves, Rui's good. What's the guy's name? What the fuck's that guy's name? He used to play with Luka. Finney Smith. He's good. You know, they got some perimeter defenders. You know, they just have a good team, bro. Like they just win. Dude, they won 50 games.
Let's get back to the prompt, okay? I like facts. Facts, numbers,
So do I.
dead center. You can't lie about facts. Okay. I like to say that LeBron is the greatest player of all time because of several reasons. He's the only player to be in the 30-point club, 10K club for assists and rebounds. He's the only player to be positioned in as a point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward, and center at the same time. Okay. You have to debate that, Michael Jordan or LeBron James is the GOAT in longevity. He's the GOAT just entirely because of what he's able to accomplish. What he's doing at age 40, he's breaking people's ankles. He's dunking on people at age 40.
I agree with you. I've never seen anything like this guy at 40.
And he's averaging as much points as he did in 2013 as the MVP. He averaged 27, 7 and 7. He's averaging 25, 8 and 8 as a 40-year-old.
He's actually shooting the ball better than he has in 22 years, both from the free throw line and the three-point line combined. His shooting stats are the best ever. They don't rank highly this year in the NBA, but again, he's all the way up to 77% from the free throw line and 38% from the three-point line. What took him so long? I'm like,
dude, he's been doing this shit for years, bro. You're just not paying attention.
What have you been doing? I thought you were in the lab. This is year 22, and it took you this long to become an average free throw shooter, an average. Okay.
What he's doing at
38% from threes average, chat, apparently.
At 22, I'm doing stats and facts. You can take the last, say 5 40-year-old players that played in the NBA that played at least 40 games. All right, you can take Manu Ginobili, Dirk Nowitzki, Vince Carter, Jason
You
Terry.
got me.
You can take all their retired numbers, put them together, and they won't average what LeBron's averaging right now.
Does that make him the GOAT? Longevity GOAT?
Well, it's part of it. I think it's a part of it. And you went to the fact that Jordan is the most clutch player ever. LeBron is actually more clutch than Jordan was. There's a website called Fadeaway World. You can look it up. The criteria for clutch is anything in the last minute.
That's not what my stats say or scream.
Well, I'm telling you what I found.
Okay.
So I found that they said that clutch means the last minute of a fourth quarter or overtime game with at least 20 field goals attempted. LeBron James is 4th overall, hitting 54 shots. Jordan is 27th, hitting 9 of the shots out of 31.
All right, let me just remind you. When Jordan made clutch shots, they really...
That's a good stat, actually. Last minute of a game, you have at least 20 attempts at this. So it's not like you can have one guy who did it, hit a shot and he's 1 for 1. He's at the top of the list. Like, no, at least 20 attempts at it. He said that Jordan is number 27 on the list, 9 for 30-something. And LeBron is number 4 with 50. Like, bro, that's fucking crazy.